My objective for today is to get these guitar necks fitted into these bodies right down here on this end. Now, that's a little loose in this body, but when I make a neck pocket in the guitar I'm building, it's going to be tighter. So what I'm going to be doing first here is taking measurements with the original neck back on the body from the straight edge down to the body and record it so that when I start cutting off the bottom of this neck and fitting it, I can keep checking my distances. Now when I measured down from the middle of the fretboard to the body, 3/8. If I measure right here next to this stud for the bridge, 3/4. Time to remove the neck. So the neck is made like a fender neck. It's flat on the back. It's the same thickness here as it is here, but there is a taper built into the guitar body here. Now, that's kind of a loose fit. And the one I'm making, that's a snug fit. That fits real well. So I have to remove from the bottom flat. Okay, I'm setting my router up to take the bottom of this off. One thing nice about this being flat on the bottom is I can run it through the router, just shave the bottom off of that. I had a straight bit, 1/2 inch. Looks like it would cut flat on the bottom, and I'm sure it does. And then there's this one. I go, that's weird. What is that? Found out that's called a mortising bit. Supposedly, it can cut a nice flat bottom without burning the wood because it's got this gap in it right here. Okay, I'm only going to take off a little bit at a time up to this line right here. First pass, looking pretty good. I still have to go up to that line, a little bit at a time. It's looking pretty good so far. It's still a little thick, and the router's doing a good job. But I think I'll finish it up with a thickness sander. The front of the neck is radiused, and if I run this through the thickness sander, I'm going to have it upside down. So what I've done is I've rigged up a quick jig to hold this. This goes in, it wedges in. I got holders on here. I'm going to measure down, make sure that it's level. When I first ran this through the thickness sander, I realized that this was hitting before back here. It wasn't level. And I realized that the sled had a bow to it. So I added these stiffeners to straighten it out. So I've sanded right down to just above the pencil line. I'm real close. I'm going to pull it out and check it with the original neck. Right here where the dot is, 1.057. 1.117. So I need to remove another 60 thousandths off of it. Make sure it's level. So the way I am adjusting my thickness sander is with this bottle jack. There you go, just a thousandths thicker. I finished up this Thunderbird neck yesterday, and and having a night to sleep on it before I do this neck, I decided not to use the router to remove the bottom off this. It has to have an angle anyway. I'm going to use my sled that I made yesterday. I've got the neck that I copied sitting on this board that I've leveled. Nut hanging over the end so that it's not holding it up. And I'm going to check the angle of this with this digital angle finder. It's zeroed out. Let's set it on here, see what we get. 2.2 degrees. So that's what I'm going for. Just mark a pencil line that's kind of close so that I know where to go to. Take and place this neck in the jig. There we go. If I check this with the angle finder, I'm going to have to raise this up till it reads 2.2 degrees. I place a wedge under it so it won't slip back down. Then I went to the end and made sure it was level. Here's the setup. I got the safety planer in the drill press. The table is leveled to the safety planer. The neck is in the jig at an angle, and it's all leveled. So here we go. If we check it out, I got the degree angle gauge zeroed on the table. This is still reading 2.2, which is what I'm shooting for. This should be level. And it is. Still got a little more to remove down to this line. So I've got the kit guitar clamped together so I can take some measurements and know if I'm in the ballpark or not. This is going to have a tune-o-matic on it, and right at the bridge, it's right at 5/8, and I'll bet that's about right. Yep, I think we're in the ballpark. Right here where the fretboard joins the body, it's right at 5/16. With this neck mounted in the body, I've already checked the measurements, and it's about a 1/16 too high at the bridge and where the fretboard meets the body. So I put it back through the drum sander, took another 1/16 of an inch off. Let's check it again. So right at the fretboard, it's 5/16, and right at the bridge, it's 5/8. I'm right on the money. Wow, these necks are coming right along. I think the only thing we'll have to do before they can go into profiling is to remove this excess from the back. I've made a mark here that's about 1 inch down from that location. One over here, just under 1 inch, but still enough depth. I'm going to mark that. Thunderbird I was copying. The copy. The piece that I just cut out still needs profiled. The Explorer. As I've been going along on these neck builds, I changed my mind on how I'm doing something on the fly. The way I did this one with the router and ended up doing this one with the safety planer. So the next thing to do on these necks is to put a profile on the back with these profiling jigs. Now in that next video I'm making, I'll explain more about these cradles, rotating cradles, how to make cams. We'll talk about how to set the neck up in the jig. We may even talk about these transition ramps and see if they'll even work with these style necks. So I'll see you next time. Hopefully it won't be too long. Subscribe, tell your friends, like.
Marvelous.